What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm here with another video game review, and that review is Alien Isolation. Where do I begin? This is perhaps, to me, the best survival horror game I have ever played. I mean, everything in this game was just amazing. You could tell the fellas put so much time and effort and detail into this game. Like, if you watch even within review a couple of weeks back, I stick by it. I said it was a fantastic game. I said it was brilliant. Brought survival horror back. If you're looking for a survival horror game, you should play that game. And I still stick to my words. But this game has surpassed it in my opinion. Alien Isolation is just one of the best games I've ever played. Not this year, I mean of all time. And I think, in my opinion, it's the best survival horror game I have ever played. And before people, if people want to know why I believe this, let's get into it without further ado. Start off with the graphics. Now, for me, graphics, I don't mind graphics too much. I'm not too big on graphics. Like, it was 30 frames, 60 frames, 1080p, 720p. You know the big debate lately over it. I don't mind it. I don't care for it too much. Don't get me wrong, I like games to look nice, but if there's something wrong here and there, I don't mind too much. But I have to say, graphics of this game were brilliant. And not so much how realistic they looked, more the detail they put into the environments and the items. And like, when you walk through this game, if you're an Alien fan especially, if you're a fan of the original Alien movies, when you walk through the levels in this game, it's amazing. It feels like they took the props right out of the movie and just put them into a video game. Every detail is there. The way the computers look, the way the writing, even the way the writing on the computers look, the way the walls look, the floors, the spaceships, the environments, everything looks top notch. The androids look great. The alien, we'll get to the alien in a minute, but for the alien looks phenomenal. It looks threatening, it looks big, it just looks like it will destroy you if it even gets within a meter, an inch close to you. The graphics were just phenomenal, the aesthetics, the environments, it was just so good. I can't praise how much detail they put into this game. I cannot go into how good it was. But speaking of detail, if there's one thing that was better than the way it looked, the way the game looked, it's the way the game sounded. The sound in this game is unparalleled. I think this one, I can't express. The sound is definitely the best thing about this game. I was playing this game with headphones on, like Turtle Beaches, and this game was made to be played like that. I'd recommend, if you play this game, play it with Turtle Beaches or some form of, headphones like these on, because my god, it's an experience like no other. I remember that is not really a spoiler, but one of the encounters I had with the alien, I was just randomly going through the ship, and then you have the, I probably have been such a massive Alien fan, now I can't remember what the name of the thing is, the tracker, where it goes beep, beep when the alien's getting closer. And I was looking at it and I was like, oh god, the alien's close. So I ran into this room, and I hid in the corner, and the door's closed, but I could hear the beeping. I saw the dock getting closer and closer. But not just that, you can hear the beeping, but you can also hear his footsteps. His footsteps are really loud and threatening. But as well, that music in the background started to build up, and it would get louder and louder the closer you got. So all this combined just made the game so intense, scary, and atmospheric on a level I have not experienced in a long time. And even I was out at one point. This is not really a spoiler. It's like, at one point there's a couple of sections in this game where you go outside the space station in a spacesuit, and I was walking on this metal walkway, and you could and there's all these metal pieces flying through the air, well, space, and you could hear them clinging and clanging off the metal pieces, and you hear all this machinery, like, what's the word, like creaking, and just. It was just insane. It was insane how much detail the sound was. It felt like when you listen to those headphones, you swear you're actually there. The way the wind sounds on the planets. I'm not going to go too much detail into what that's about, but you'll see when you play the game. And just everything about the sound was incredible in this game. I never have loved the sound so much in the game before now, because it really added so much. If the sound wasn't as good as it was, this game wouldn't have felt as intense and scary as it was. And now, moving from that, so the graphics were detailed, the sound was incredible, just spot on. Now the gameplay. The gameplay is great. The gameplay is what you expect. Basically, you're helpless. I'm sorry, that's basically it. When you go through this game, right, you get some weapons, like you get a revolver, a shotgun, a flamethrower, and there's another gun later on, it's like a bolt gun. But here's the thing. they're not really, they're there to take out one or two enemies, but they're mainly there just to give you time to get away, because none of them are like solutions. Like, there's very scarce ammo, which is brilliant. That is what a survival horror game should have. It should be scarce. The ammo supplies should be scarce. And there's three types of enemies you're facing in this game. There's aliens, there's alien, there's humans, and of course there's androids. I won't get into why you're fighting androids, but there's androids. The humans aren't too bad. They'll suit you, but they're not too bad. Like, the weapons can deal with them pretty easily. As long as you get but it's the androids that are the problem. The androids are one of them. They didn't frustrate me, but they were definitely one of the enemies that you just. They weren't really scary. They were just like, oh no, not you again. Basically, with these androids, there's a lot of them through the game. You could, like, I pumped like 6 to 8 revolver bullets into an android. His chest, his face didn't go down. It takes a lot of damage. But the thing is, some androids will go down after a couple of hits, others will take a lot more. Even with a shotgun. I shot an android once in the head, grand. Shot this other android 3 times with a shotgun, still went after me. I have no idea what was going on, but the androids were just crazy. They were difficult, but they also were fun because, like, the humans show up rarely. The androids are one of the big enemies, and you can't be ready to hide from the alien the entire time. Don't get me wrong, like, you can make a game where you can, but I like the addition of having extra enemies. And here's the thing. Speaking of enemies, the alien. Single-handedly the most terrifying enemy I have ever encountered in a game, in terms of trying to avoid and survive. Like, I've never played Resident Evil 3, but people like to praise Nemesis, that he was terrifying, that he was just one of the best creatures ever in survival horror. And while I say that is true, and I do plan to play Resident Evil 3 one day, for me right now, Alien is my nemesis. Alien was just terrifying. Like, when you see him right in front of you, and you hear the noise, he starts growling, or whatever that noise he makes, he will sprint at you, and you swear, it's like, oh god, when you have time to react, it's over. And another addition I like is that if you see, like, you can hear him in the fence, and sometimes if you wander a certain fence, you look up, he's there, he just pounces on you. But the thing is that there is it's not like just random. There's indicators you'll know. Like, you'll see slime dripping down off the fence, and you'll know if he's in there or not. And generally, you'll hear the songs. And the game is just brilliant because aside from the weapons, you get plenty of other items that you can craft in the game. Med kits, noisemakers, flares, a stun baton, which doesn't do much really in this grand scheme of things because it's just there to stun him, and that's not really going to help you too much. And there's all these different items used to distract and lure the alien, androids, humans, wherever you want away. And because how helpless you feel and how these items are just there to help you just get by and not a permanent solution, it really makes you feel helpless and like you're desperate to survive through the entire game. It just puts on this feeling that you have to do everything you can to survive. And stealth is a big factor in this game. You must be sneaky or else you're screwed. Because, well, you're not screwed, but mostly because, see, if you get to a fight with humans, the alien will get attracted and he will kill the humans, but then they might kill you as well. So it's like a 50-50. You can use the humans to distract the alien, give you time to run away, but at the same time the alien might just come after you straight away. So 50-50. But now moving on. So the gameplay is great. It makes you feel like you have to survive. One more thing about the gameplay before I go off this. A thing that needs to be addressed. It didn't annoy me, but I mean, right, the androids in this game, right? They have to be they have to be like the future upgraded version of Stretch Armstrong. If I even get that reference, well done. Because, like, an android, we'd be in a fairly large hallway, right? And the android would be on this side of the hallway, and I'd be on the other side. I would run past him, like it's a corridor. We're going he's coming towards him, I'm going towards him, and I'd be on the other side. No way he can reach me. And you know what happens? I'll run past, then he'll randomly catch me and push me against the wall. You could not get through past these guys. They would always grab you. I was like, they have to have arms that stretch for miles, because I do not know how they can keep grabbing me. And they're slow walkers. Like, they cannot walk that fast over to catch you. So I was just like, seriously. It didn't annoy me. I was just amazed how this happened. But I adapted soon enough, and I learned ways to get around it. But it was just funny because, like, you get these slow robots that can catch you no matter what. But and they like to mess with you as well. I've noticed, like, the robots There was this one scene where this robot's like, there's something behind you. Look behind me, there was nothing. I was like, he's just trying to mess with me. And then the other robot says, I will catch you, in this like monotone way. But it seems so threatening because he's walking towards you as well. And overall, the gameplay was just brilliant. And on the story. The story in this game was great. Amanda Ripley is a likeable character. I really liked her. She's like her mother. She's tough. The shit she goes through in this game is unbelievable. I want not spoil anything. Maybe mild spoiler or two, but the game is long. I think it took me 13 to 15 hours to clear, and it never gets repetitive or boring. It keeps changing things, and you're doing different things each time, going in different areas, and it keeps things fresh, which is amazing for a survival horror game lasting on this one space station for 13 to 15 hours. But the story is great. You meet a lot of characters, a lot of things happen, and just the story is interesting through. And I got a very Bioshock feel, because the start of it, you go in, it's mysterious, don't you? Just walk through and gradually you start encountering people. And there's also these like voice mails, these like tape recorders, these messages on the computer, and graffiti on the walls, all these different things to give you the backstory to what happened beforehand. Felt very Bioshocky, which is not a bad thing, don't get me wrong. But it really added to the atmosphere, because you hear the backstory of what happened. And the one thing I have to say, this is one a big thing I've heard from people. Well, a couple. That basically, if you've heard this, if you don't want to get spoiled, I'll give you 5 seconds to just stop. Go ahead. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Halfway through the game, the alien you hunt, you get rid of him. You flush him out the airlock, so I would say. And people say that, I've heard people say that the game should just ended there. There was no point carrying on. But the thing is, that's where the game gets brilliant. Because the game picks up much more. And this is another mild spoiler, so if you don't want to hear spoilers the whole game, just leave now. Just leave. If you want. But if you want to stay, it's not a do with story. Basically, what it is the aliens, there's more aliens that come. That's not the only alien. You don't play the rest of the game without seeing any aliens again. More come. And the androids pick up. And the game gets really intense. When you get rid of the first alien through the airlock, that's when the game gets great, in my opinion. I think it got so intense, and I was generally terrified half time. I felt so helpless. It was just an amazing feeling. And I think this is the closest we're ever going to get to an authentic alien game where you feel like you are in the alien world, like you are in the movie. I just want to say thank you to the people who made this game, because this is the alien game everyone's been waiting for. If you're an alien fan, no question, you have to go and buy this game, because it is brilliant. And right now, this might be a bit soon, but at the moment, Alien Isolation may possibly be my game of the year this year. I think it's that good. Now, say that this year hasn't been great for games, but a phenomenal game. Alien fans, check it out, and I recommend anyone else to play this game, because it is absolutely incredible. Just check it out, it is brilliant. And that's all I have to say for my review. So as always, if you like the video, subscribe, comment, and as always, I'll see you next time.